hey, if you're a camper or stealth camper, which means, wild camping on your bike or just hiking, and sometimes you can't find a camp spot. And I'm going to tell you a quick story about when I couldn't find a camp spot and got stuck at an ashram. Okay, so here we go. I'm near Ashland, Oregon, on the California-Oregon border. And one of my favorite spots to tour, but it's a little weird. Getting weirder every year, like we've been talking about. So I was going in the Colstein Valley, which is west of the Highway 5. And it's just down in this valley off the I-5 as you're going up over the Siskiyou Pass, Siskiyou Summit. Anyway, I'm on a dirt road, 13 miles out in the middle of nowhere, but it loops back into Ashland. So I went off down Hornbrook. I just wanted to get off the highway. Plus, it's I-5, and that you really can't bike on I-5, but that section they'll allow you to, but I don't want to do it. So I go off into the woods. It's going to take like a 2-day detour, me, lateral detour off the main path. So I'm going out there, and somebody had told me, hey, yeah, you'll get to see that temple out there. That's really cool. It's beautiful. So I thought, all right. And they give tours and stuff. So I got out to, it's about, 13 miles when I got to that place. And there's a road, and it says Nepal Road. And I've been to Nepal, and I've been to temples and stuff like that. And this is really cool. It's like I'm in Nepal. So, and there's prayer flags, and really cool in the wind. And I'm heading up there like, this is bitching. I feel like I'm biking in the Himalayas, sort of. And then I get up there, and there's all these trailers, and this shit stuff spread out. And then there's this big statue of what they call the Vajrasattva. And it's this big, massive statue in a glass case. And it's about 60 feet high. Anyway, so I walked around and checked that out. And then some people came down. It said, come in, we give tours. So I pulled in there and leaned the bike up against the gate. The big, huge gates that open with the, things sticking up so you can't jump over. And it was like a fortress. So anyway, it was really beautiful. I went up there, I did a little tour, by my self-guided tour because there was no one giving tours that day. And I went in there, really massive, beautiful. Now, I've got more Tibetan stories for you because I got kind of connected to this place by one person, a good friend of mine now. Anyway, so this is the end. It's kind of getting late in the afternoon. I'm going to have to stealth camp, and they're like, yeah, you can camp here if you want. A couple people came down. They said, I didn't go in to ask. They were just like people wandering around, and they live there, kind of what they call lay people, not monks and nuns that live in the temple, but the people that live out and around, And anyway, they said, yeah, look over here, perfect spot. And like a couple of families and stuff. And so I said, okay, that's cool. I set up, and then I was talking to a couple of them. They said, hey, we're going to hike up the hill here and check the water. They have a well. So it's up in the woods, and it's a little trail, and it's kind of cool. So they said, hey, check out the property with us if you want, and we're going to walk up here. And it was really neat. So I walked up, and then we went in this little wall tent, Quonset hut, and there was like these paintings in there of like bizarre paintings in this Quonset hut tent, and they had panels in there, and it was like, I can't describe it, just like dark paintings. And they said, oh, that's a guy that used to live here, and he kind of went nuts, and he crashed his car up on the road a few years ago. Actually, they said a long time ago, like back in the 80s. So this little hut we're looking at is like old. Anyway, so I'm going to go camp. It's getting late, and I got to get out early, right? It's, if we're cycling, usually the goal is to get out early and then stop, while it's still light. And I'm camping, and I wake up in the morning early. It's dark, having my coffee, and I load up, and I push down through the woods, and I get down to the statue in the gate, and the gate's closed, right? So I'm like, oh, there must be a little gate that you can go through on the side, or maybe it's unlocked, And I get up there, and it's locked solid, big old chain through it and everything, and I'm like, fuck. It's about 4:45. I'm trying to get out early, and I'm locked in, right? So I'm looking around, and I just can't find anybody. And I heard that this is a day of they're in a silent retreat. So there's like nobody around, right? I think that's what it's going to be. Is like they're all up in the thing, the temple, you know, all in prayer and whatever, in meditations. And then I just was like, all right, I'm going to start jumping over the fence. And this freaking tall fence, you know, with spike things up the top. And so it's about 10 feet, but it's got the, you know, the bars. So I'm just like pulling myself up, throw a pannier over, and I still don't know how I'll get the bike over at this time, you know. But I'm just sweating, and I rip my coat, and I'm fucking getting pissed, and I'm locked in a temple, you know, or a ashram. And so it's just like getting light, you know. I'm late now, and there's nobody around. I went and knocked on one of the trailers, and so then I'm over there. All my shit's over the fence except for the bike, and I start to go forward with the bike, and I took the tire off, and I was just going to, you know, try to, I don't know what I was going to do, but just as I was starting to do it, this little kid runs up, and he goes, "Hey, that's not locked." And he takes the chain, and he undoes the chain, and it wasn't locked. It was fake locked. And so I spent the whole morning flipping out, man. Goes to show you, take your time. And when we're bike touring, we're always kind of in a little bit of a hurry, and we, you know, not everybody, but, you know, you tend to make your mistakes when you're touring, you know. At home, oh, I forgot that, I'll go back and get it, but not when you're cycling. Thanks for watching, you guys. Please like and subscribe. It's going to be a great day out there. And, hey, if it's a little down for you out there, that's okay, man. The horizon's out there, and it's looking good.